Now let's demystify the process. So many people spend their entire life creating lack. They see something that they want, like a new car or a new wardrobe, and they notice that they don't have it. And when they notice that they don't have it, they experience separation or lack. So what they start to do is they start thinking about having that car. They close their eyes, and in a period of time, they start seeing themselves actually driving the car. But when they open their eyes and they realize that the car hasn't manifested, they start experiencing more lack. So then they try harder to get it. And how do they try? They force, they wish, they control, because they're matter trying to change matter. Once you begin to open your heart, once energy makes it to this center right here, this is our connection to the unified field. This is the center we create from. This is the center of wholeness or oneness. This is where our divinity begins. This is the union of polarity, or the union of opposites. And once energy makes it to this center, all of a sudden, like dropping pebble after pebble after pebble into water, it begins to create a resonant magnetic field. And that field can be up to 3 meters wide. Now you're starting to open up and become more energy and less matter, more wave and less particle. And now once energy makes it here, that energy can carry information or a thought or intention, and you can begin to lay the thought on that energy, because that energy is consistent with your healing. That energy is consistent with your new dream. The energy is consistent with your new job or your new relationship. That energy can carry the thought of your dreams. The energy of suffering can't carry the thought of your wealth because it's not consistent with that energy. So then when you begin to open your heart, raise your energy, and you begin to lay the thought on it, think of the thought as the electrical charge in the quantum field, and think of the feeling as the magnetic charge in the quantum field. And how you think and how you feel begins to broadcast new energy and new information into the field. And for whatever you broadcast into the field is your experiment with destiny. So then when you get really good at creating brain coherence and heart coherence, and you know how to elevate your emotional state, and you begin to feel the emotion of your future before it's made manifest, then you're no longer living in lack. You feel like your dream has already happened. So then when there's a vibrational match between your energy and a potential that already exists in the quantum field, now you no longer have to go anywhere to get your dreams. Now you are connected to that field of information that's connected to everything material. And when there's a vibrational match between your energy and that potential, now all of a sudden you'll begin to collapse time and space, and you begin to draw the experience to you. And now you no longer have to go anywhere to get it. You are the vortex to your creation. So think of it like this. The thought sends the signal out, and the feeling draws the event back to you. So if you're intending on having a future, and you're waiting for the experience to happen so you can feel the emotions of your wealth or of your freedom, of your new relationship, then you're sending the thought out, but you're not drawing the experience back to you. So here's a great example. Heart Math Institute did a novel study where they took a group of people that were expert prayers, and they set 3 vials of DNA in front of them. And they said to them, now listen, with all of your intent, we want you to see in your mind the DNA winding or unwinding it. Just keep visualizing it, winding and unwinding. That's the concept of the mind. They did it over and over again, and they checked to see if the DNA was changed in any way. And at the end of the experiment, the DNA was never changed. Intention did nothing to affect the DNA. So then they said to them, okay, now open your heart, create heart coherence, and just generate that signal out into the field, and let's see if that energy begins to affect the DNA. At the end of the experiment, they checked the DNA, and there was no change in the DNA. But when they said to those people, now we want you to see the DNA unwinding, and we want you to open your heart and give thanks that it's actually unwound before it occurred. The moment they combined that clear intention with an elevated emotion, more than 20% of the DNA unwound at a remote location. The thought sends the signal out, the feeling draws the event back. Or better yet, as you begin to open your heart and broaden your field, that energy is the handmaid, or it's the carrier of that thought, and now you can begin to affect the nature of reality. So a fundamental question is, what are you broadcasting on a daily basis? If you finish your meditation and you combine a clear intention with an elevated emotion, and your heart is open, and you feel connected to the energy of your future, it's your job to maintain that modified state of mind and body your entire day. And if you can, get ready. Something unusual is going to happen in your life. And it's going to come in a way that you least expect, that surprises you and leaves no doubt that it's come from your connection to the field. You won't be able to predict when it's going to happen or how it's going to happen, because if you're looking to predict it, you're laying down a known over an unknown. You have to live in the realm of possibility, in a new state of being. And the moment you say, I got frustrated because of a coworker, I got angry because I was in traffic, and you disconnected from the energy of your future, now you're back to the energy of your past. And don't expect anything to change in your life. So then our job is to be able to regulate the state with our eyes open as well as our eyes closed. And the side effect of this, when done properly, are those synchronicities, are those serendipities, are those coincidences that are beginning to come to us. And we no longer have to go and get it now. We are now a vibrational match with everything between now and who we are in our future. And now we are collapsing our future and bringing it towards us. Now that I've shown you how your mind can influence your outer environment, it's my hope that you'll use some of this to begin to collapse space and time into a new reality.